House Speaker Paul Ryan stoking more speculation about a contested GOP convention, despite insisting he's not running. His actions, though, from a trip to Israel to a newly released campaign-style video, indicate that Speaker Ryan, well, he is running for something. An article in New York Times suggests that the speaker is creating a parallel campaign to help Republican congressional candidates or reboot the party if Democrats win the White House in November. It says, quote, Mr. Ryan is creating a personality and policy alternative to run alongside the presidential effort, one that provides a foundation to rebuild if Republicans splinter and lose in the fall. David Webb is host of the David Webb Show on Sirius XM Patriot and a Fox News contributor. And Rick Ungar is a Democratic strategist, senior political contributor at Forbes.com and co-host of Steele and Ungar on Sirius XM.
The end of the segment.
You guys do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so Paul Ryan, we've heard actions speak louder than words. Believe what you see, not what you hear. What is he doing, David?
He's doing what a lot of other speakers have done. So here's what we've got a couple of dynamics. Ryan is the last of the young guns. You know, they were going to take over and reshape the future of the party. Cantor's out. Ryan's now speaker. He's taking advantage of a time when his name's been floated by those who oppose both Ted Cruz and Trump. And he's really making himself more relevant. This is politics. Being politicians, he's chairman of the convention. There's no way the Republican Party, if they bring him in, if, you know, they parachute him in as the, quote, savior of the Republican Party, will split it at the voter level, and that will destroy a national party. Because then your voters will simply not go out and vote for them.
Well, Rick, before I get to you and your opinion on it, I want to show a little bit of this ad that was released just a couple days ago. Look at this.
What really bothers me the most of politics these days is this notion of identity politics, that we're going to win an election by dividing people, rather than inspiring people on our common humanity and our common ideals and our common culture, on the things that should unify us.
Looks pretty presidential. What do you think?
You know, this is going to be no fun at all because most of what David just said I agree with. So,
well, I'm right.
Well, occasionally. Occasionally. Now, listen, he's in a no-lose position. He's going for a twofer here. He's got this secret campaign going on should the convention want to turn to him. He's doing what he did when he went after the speakership, which is saying, no, 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 not me. I don't want it. I don't want it.
Right.
And then he takes it. But if it doesn't work out that way, and David happens to be right on that, it's a bad idea for the Republicans to do it. Paul Ryan will not beat the Democratic nominee. So if he doesn't go that way, look what he's doing for himself in Congress. He's setting himself up to be the key helper, if you will, in some of these very tight Senate races that are coming up, in some of the tougher congressional races. He's making himself more powerful.
And he has this national campaign that he launched. He actually calls it Confident America.
Right, and that's not anything new for politicians, especially in high-profile positions. So Ryan sets himself up. He's the Speaker of the House, and he needs to go out and support even the people who went against him, the more conservative caucus, the Freedom Caucus. So he's got to build that bridge in Congress. And frankly, if the Republicans are going to be effective, then Ryan has to step up as a leader. He's been a legislator. Now he needs to be a leader in Congress. And that means the ones who got him to the majority, you know, you got to dance with the ones who brung you, so to speak, for my Texas friends. Well, Ryan had better start doing that, or the Republicans are going to be split in Congress.
So, in terms of coalescing behind someone, how does someone like Paul Ryan do that when you have the Trump supporters saying that, you know, we won't show up if he's not the nominee? You have the Cruz supporters, you know, who are adamant and passionate as well. He
doesn't. Nobody does. If it gets as ugly at the Republican convention as we all think it might, there's no such thing as getting them to coalesce. If it's Paul Ryan, if he were to walk out of the nomination, Republicans by the droves will stay home. But that's not his strategy, I don't think. I think his strategy is, as he kind of said, if the party falls apart, I'm going to be the new rock upon which it's built.
Would he be doing this if Trump and Cruz weren't the final two candidates?
I don't think he would be. I think he's also taking advantage of it. He's very sharp on social media. He's got a team on this. A lot of times it's about relevance. As far as the parties coalescing, I think that's up to the leaders of each group, if you will, Ted Cruz and Donald Trump, maybe Kasich to some extent, or a very small extent, depending, because it's in Ohio. But Cruz and Trump are the ones that are going to have to tell their people, look, Simple rule. First you win, then you make policy. And without a Republican president, we're not going to be making policy.
And what about John Kasich, though? What about him? I mean, they would go past him and pick Paul Ryan?
Yes. I mean, John Kasich, his best chance to win a state is Pennsylvania now. It's very similar to Ohio. Trump is creaming him in Pennsylvania. If he can only get 20-some% of the vote there, he's not going to matter.
Well, you know what? Anything could happen in this campaign.
Political gravity is upside down in this term.
All right. David Webb, Rick Unger, thank you so much for joining us.
Good to see you.